Happy Sunday, Facebook. It's CK here. I'm in the middle of editing a documentary, a mini documentary of one of the participants that come through my transformational retreat. And the whole theme was around his intention to explore all of his fears, the root of his fears, and the transformational process that we actually went through together, and what he found on the other side of his exploration. You know, a lot of us want to confront our fears. And what we do is we will read about it, we may have a mantra about it, we may meditate about it, we may visualize in our mind about it. But throughout the last 25 years of this work, personal work, as well as taking people through transformational experience, what I found is that ultimately, the only way to go through your fear, to develop that mental toughness, is to actually go through it. Hey Ben, Natasha, hello. So the question then is, so one big example, my first start of my entire journey of going through personal development was to overcome my fear of public speaking. So I thought about it, I read about it, I asked people for advice about it, but until I actually step in front of a room and confront that fear, the fear is always going to be there, right? So from that, so that was about 25 years ago-ish. So from that point on, that's when I get acquainted, acclimated with the idea of fear. Fear is nothing to be avoided, nothing to suppress. It's a healthy thing to have fear. But for us to develop that mental toughness that people really want, that I really want, that you really want if you're watching this, is to acclimate yourself through fear. So think about, my invitation for you to think about an area of life that's stopping you because of fear. And in order for you to develop that mental toughness, is to actually confront it. Maybe baby steps. In psychology, they call it exposure therapy, right? Maybe you can start with a tiny thing. Let's say use public speaking as an example. Maybe speak to one person first, then two, then three, then four, and eventually you will speak to a group of 100 people and 1,000 people, so on. So the thing I'm really passionate about is that, okay, so we can definitely do the baby steps. So for example, in my case, what I'm doing right now is boxing. I don't like the fact that I flinch receiving a punch. So I'm actually doing it baby steps. How do I actually spar people better and better than I am, so that I can actually overcome this and develop that mental toughness that I really want. So the thing that I'm curious about is how do we actually accelerate this process? And this leads to my passion. My number one focus right now is leading transformational retreat weekend for entrepreneurs. How do we actually use a tool like plant medicine as a way to really help us uncover the fear behind the fear, behind the fear, behind the fear, and really help us develop a good understanding, a good exploration of our mental construct, of the scaffolding of our belief system. So then after we have a good understanding of that, and it actually not just understanding, because understanding implies just the mind, have a good experience of the entire scaffolding, then we can powerfully choose to actually transcend this fear or not. Because then and only then, after you experience it, in the middle of it, confront your dragon head on and ask the dragon, hey, what is it that you want from me? What do you want from me? What do you want from me? Until we make that powerful choice, then we can truly accelerate the process of transcending that fear. And then you know that you have developed that mental toughness to be able to confront that dragon, and you realize on the other side of confronting that fear is that the dragon actually is illusory. It's an illusion that your mind made up as a way to protect you, to keep you safe. It's a made up thing, right? So, perfect. Hey Ming, hello. Thanks for chiming in. So that's my invitation for you to really think about what is the thing that's stopping you? What is the fear that's stopping you? Because on the other side of it is that recognition for yourself to know that I am tough enough. I have the mental, physical, emotional, spiritual wherewithal to actually move forward towards being the person I knew myself to be, that I want to be, that I am, right? From wanting to knowing and coming from that inner knowing space to become it, right? So if those of you that are really interested in having a cellular journey through plant medicine or this type of transformational retreat format, I'm happy to have a conversation with you offline. Please message me. Happy to have that conversation. So until we meet again, happy rest of the Sunday. Have a beautiful rest of the Sunday. Take care.